It's the 50th anniversary of the Mercedes-Benz 230 SL, the car that later became the 250 and then the 280 SL. Ran from 1963 until 1971. Very, very pretty cars. A couple of things to look for though if you're thinking about getting into the whole 50th anniversary thing and buying a Pagoda SL. It's a two-seat convertible, so there's not a lot of stuff that goes in there, but what does go in there is expensive. Seats are either going to be perforated leather, German leather, very expensive to replace it with the right stuff, or Mercedes-Benz vinyl, which they called MB Tex. Very, very high quality, simulated leather. Either one is going to be fairly expensive. You've got a full complement of very, very pretty VDO gauges inside the car. Again, you want to make sure those are all working. Moving to the outside of the car itself, again, these were hand-built cars built to a very, very high standard. So panel fit, generally expected to be very good on these cars. Door gaps, trunk gaps, hood gaps, all expected to be tight and very even. If they're not, something improper has happened to the car and it's passed. So you'll want to look at those things very, very carefully. Mechanically, the cars are pretty straightforward, but again, it's a Mercedes-Benz and it's very expensive to put things right. Probably one of the more expensive aspects of this car mechanically is the fact that these cars had fuel injection. Early fuel injection was mechanical, not electronic, and the pump in this car that controls the injection and how much fuel goes into each cylinder, a very, very expensive prospect to rebuild or replace. So if you've got a car that's popping or backfiring or sputtering or running rich or something like that, you probably are going to have to deal with that fuel injection pump. Very, very expensive thing to do. These cars love to rust. Again, you want to look at the bottom of the car, you want to look at the floors, around the jacking points, all those places. You really have to poke around. A lot of these cars have been undercoated at some point. When that undercoating cracks, it creates places for moisture to get in, and you can have a very, very rusty floor that looks solid from the outside. So it makes sense to poke around with a screwdriver and be very, very careful on the underside of any Pagoda SL. If you've been priced out of the market for a 300 SL or a 190 SL, the Pagoda SLs, the 230, the 250, and the 280 SL are a great buy right now, if you keep in mind some of the things that we just talked about.